Hope this will be clear. And so we have done with quadratic, and we'll start logarithms today. We'll start logarithms. We'll see the basics of that. We'll see the basics of that. First, we'll revise that. And as I was telling the previous time, that if a student knows that, it will be like a revision. If a student don't know that, it will be like a learning. And there will be, in every batch there will be some students like, sir, this is already taught in our school, so it will be a bit boring, all that things. So that will not have any impact, because you keep on learning, and there are two categories of students. Let's before we begin, I'll just share a small info. There will be two category of people. Let's say two category of students, right? And one category, let's say, I'll say the noble category of students. They will do two things. Students will do two things. One, they will control their attitude when they know about the topic, and they will be stable if they don't know about the topic. Means stability, if you don't know the topic, or if you don't know that question, you have to be so stable. And if you know that question, or if you know that topic, you have to control your attitude. A student who does this is going to become a top ranker. Chala simple. A student who does these two things is going to become a top ranker. Attitude, controlling your attitude when you think that you know something, and being stable if you think that you don't know something. A student who can balance between these two things, means I mean to say something like this. Let's say we started a topic, whether it may be maths or physics or chemistry. Let's say we started a topic, and a student feels that, sir, this is already known. And a student who feels that this is already known to me, and forgets about listening this thing. Finally, what happens is that if he missed out something when he learned, it becomes problematic. Because, as I told you, there will be a huge competition. This is like a rough competitive world. It's like a rough competitive world. You don't do one question, people will stamp their authority on you. So avoid that. So what is that? If you know that, keep calm and try to revise. It will be like a revision of that. If you don't know that, it will be like a learning, right? Even if you know that, there will be so much to learn in that. Meeku telisina kuda dantlo inka telusukovadaniki chala untundi. And a student who is willing to learn that knowledge, or a student who is willing to grasp such things, he is going to be successful. I believe in that, because I have seen students in that. See, last year our student Likith and all that students, even if they know that, they will be still waiting and eagerly learning everything which is taught by the teacher. That should be the attitude, and that should be the spirit in the student. And if a student maintains that, he's going to be successful. A student who's going to maintain that, he's going to be successful. So two things, remember that. One philosophy is that controlling your attitude if you know something, or if you know some topic or some question. And second is maintaining the stability if you don't know that topic or question. Try to balance between these two things. Do the first thing and do the second thing, and try adopting that. Once that is done, and you will be much successful. That will add up to your success. Okay, hope that is clear. And let's start with a new topic, logarithms. Let's start with a new topic, that is logarithms. See, this appears to be very simple, and chapter is itself very simple. It appears to be simple, it's very simple, yet there are some areas we'll be seeing in the course of this topic. Yet there are some areas people fail to answer, or people fail to take it correctly. At the students, tappu cheyadaniki scope ekku untundi if they are not taking it properly. And most easiest chapter. And even in JEE Advanced 2018, you can check the question paper if you want. JEE Advanced 2018 paper 1, there was directly a question. There was directly a question on logarithm, purely property of logarithms. Nobody expected that, right? There was directly a question purely on logarithms for 4 marks. And a student who neglected that, he will lose that. A student who didn't neglect that, he can do it. So such is that, because for JEE point of view, you cannot say this is important, this is not important. Everything has got an equal chance of asking. Probability is same for everything for asking, right? So let's see, a student who knows that, it will be revision and try to take a notes, whatever the notes that has to be followed, same like your quadratic lo ela aithe chesaro ikkada kuda alane cheyandi, right? Okay, now for example, if I say something like this, log a to the base b, basic idea is something like this: log a to the base b, this is read as log a to the base b. This is read as log a to the base b. If I write something like this, this is log a to the base b, which is read as log a to the base b, is a number. This is a number when raised upon b produces a. This is the simple definition which I'll write. I'll write it as log a base b, which is read as log a to the base b, is a number when raised upon b. This is a number that may be positive, that may be negative, anything. When this is raised upon b, that produces a. It means that, for example, what I meant to say is that if I say something like log a to the base b, if this is some number k, if I write something like log a to the base b, if this is some number k, then what I need to say that log a to the base b is a number when raised upon b produces a. So this is a number, and this number, if raised upon b, this number is raised upon b, this has to produce a. This number when raised upon b, this has to produce a, right? So log a base b, this is the idea. So this is the idea. This is a number when raised upon b produces a, right? So there are certain conditions. This is the simple definition of the logarithm of a number. This is very simple definition of a logarithm of a number. For example, there are some exponential functions. You need to do the calculations regarding exponential functions. Logarithms is the most powerful tool in that case. If I see some exponential function, logarithm will become a most powerful tool in that case. Very simple. So there are certain definitions, there are certain conditions in which this logarithm will be defined. The conditions on which logarithm is defined. Conditions on which log a to the base b is defined. Conditions on which the log a to the base b is defined. If I write something like this, so here the conditions will be this is called as whatever first, if I write something like this. Now if I want to classify this log a to the base b, this is called as base of that logarithm. This is called, this b whatever I'm writing here, this is called the base of that logarithm, and this a whatever I'm writing, this is called as argument. This a is called as argument, right? So this is a is an argument and b is a base. So the conditions on which this log a base b will be defined is that this argument should be greater than 0. Argument cannot be negative. This argument must be greater than 0, right? And similarly, the base has to be greater than 0. Argument must be greater than 0. The base must be greater than 0, and base cannot be equal to 1. Argument must be greater than 0, base must be greater than 0, and base cannot be equal to 1. Right? So these are the conditions in which this logarithm is going to be defined. Because if I, for example, the reason why I'm writing it as argument is greater than 0, the reason why am I writing argument is greater than 0 is something like this. Let's say if these are some real quantities. Now, if I write something like this, that is b power k, where k is the logarithmic value, I'll write it as argument. I can also write something like this: argument, this is equal to base power logarithmic value. I'll write it as like this. Argument is something like base power of logarithmic value. The reason I am saying a is greater than 0, why is that a is greater than 0 is coming up? Why am I considering a is greater than 0? The reason I am considering a is greater than 0 is this is some sort of an exponential function. This is some sort of an exponential function. This is, just a second, let's hold on for 1 second. There's a small technical issue, just hold on for 1 second. Right, so this is an exponential function, b power k is an a, and this is an exponential function. Already we have seen some graph for the exponential function in the quadratic terms. Can a real exponential function, can it be negative? Can a real exponential function can be negative? Already we have seen something like this. If there is some graph of y is equal to a power x, that y is equal to a power x, this is the graph we have seen if a is greater than 1. This is the graph for y is equal to a power x, which we have seen when a is greater than 1. This is the graph for y is equal to a power x, which we have seen when a is greater than 1. So this exponential function, if I observe that, there is no such value of x. There is no such value of x for which this exponential function is going below your x-axis. There is no any value of x. There is no real value of x for which this exponential function is going below your x-axis. So I mean to say that this exponential function can never be negative. It will always be greater than 0. That is the reason I'm writing argument is greater than 0. Hence I'm writing argument is greater than 0. Now this base cannot be 0. This base cannot be 0. Base has to be greater than 0. Base has to be greater than 0 and base cannot be 1. Because if argument is something, the reason I'm writing base cannot be equal to 1 is something like this. If argument is some number, if base is equal to 1, let's say if base is equal to 1. If base is equal to 1, it has to produce something like this. This cannot produce this. If this is some number, this cannot produce this. So that is the reason I cannot write base is equal to 1. It cannot produce this, because if I raise whatever the power I want, whatever the real power I want, I'll be still getting 1. So I cannot write this part. So that is the reason this base cannot be equal to 1. And for the definition of this logarithm, this base has to be greater than 0. That is because that is coming from your expo function. That is coming from your expo function. That is the reason this has to be greater than 0. That is the reason it has to be a base, whatever I'm writing, that base has to be greater than 0. Right? So for the definition of this logarithm, I can write something like this. Argument is something that is base power the logarithmic value. And this logarithmic value, I can write something like this log value, it can be positive or negative. It can be positive or negative. It can be positive or it can be negative. This logarithm value can be positive, logarithmic value can be negative. But strictly the base must be greater than 0 and also the argument must be greater than 0 and base cannot be equal to 1. So these are the conditions which have to be fulfilled. These must be the conditions which have to be fulfilled for the existence of that logarithm. This is the basic condition which have to be fulfilled for the existence of this logarithm, right? So this is that thing. So log a to the base b, which is read as log a to the base b, is a number when raised upon b produces a. That is nothing but if k is this logarithmic value, so b power k has to be equal to a. So this is the basic definition of your logarithm. Please keep on writing. Please keep on writing. Please keep on writing, because as I was telling, your class notes is your most important asset. Your class notes is your most important asset. Try to maintain your class notes. And the quadratic equations eppudaithe cheppano, how you have maintained your class notes, try to maintain your class notes in the same sense, right? Because it will be like finally if you want to revise something, that is the only asset which you have. And meeku cheppanu monna nenu quadratic ayipoyin tarvata try to leave some 7 to 10 pages. You leave some 7 to 10 pages in your notebook after quadratic equations. We are finished with quadratic equations. Try to leave 7 to 10 pages. Because if you get some good question, over the course of this time, over the course of this time, if you can get a good question, please try to write in that. అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఈ ఆల్ ఇండియా 13th ఆల్ ఇండియా 9th ఇలాంటి స్టూడెంట్స్ తో చేసిన వర్క్ కూడా అయితే మేము we used to make them write the new question in their class notes itself, so that by the time you go to examination it will be like a very, very, very good revision, right? So try to leave 7 to 10 pages after quadratic and then you start this topic. Please write down. And if a student is not able to write at some point, if a student is not able to write at some point, please try to take a screenshot. Tarvata aina raskondi, but never miss a single point. Every point is very, very important. Never miss a single point with respect to your lectures of IIT JEE. And as new students who have come today, if you miss any particular topic, try to send us a message. Try to send us a message. ఎందుకంటే మీకు మెసేజ్ పంపిస్తే ఈ క్లాస్ లింక్ పంపిస్తాం మీకు. For some days we'll be sending you the class links, because you are new to this particular thing, you have to accommodate with that. So don't miss a point. ఒక పాయింట్ మిస్ అవ్వకండి, ఎందుకంటే అది ఇప్పుడు మీకు అర్థం కాదు, నేను చెప్పినా మీకు అర్థం కాదు. Why am I stressing on a single point? Don't try to miss a single point. The reason is that as you progress in this course of study for IIT JEE, you will understand my statement. You will be understanding that statement later on, right? So if you even miss some point due to network issue or due to any genuine reason, try to drop us a message, so that we'll be sending you the link of that class. Okay. Next. So this is your basic thing, and students who have joined in middle, you can take a screenshot of that. Please try to write down. But the best way is please keep on writing that. Okay. So this is the basic definition of your logarithm of a function. This is the basic definition of the logarithm of the function, and these conditions are extremely important. In many problem solvings, these conditions are extremely important. We'll be seeing why they are very, very important. Okay. Hope that is clear. Next. The next ideology is something like this. So whenever we are defining some logarithmic function, for example, if I say something like log of x square to the base of x cube plus 3 is equal to 2. For example, if I keep on writing something like this, example, if I write something like log of x square to the log of x cube by 3, first argument has to be spelled, then you have to spell, then you have to pronounce this part, this base. So log of x cube plus 3 to the base x square. Should not be calling it as log of x square to the log of x square then x cube plus 3. That is false. So this part, if I want to write, so there are some equations. You will be writing it as x square whole square. Keep on writing something like this. For example, if I write something like this, fine example, then what is the value of log 32 to the base 2? If I say something like this, log 32 to the base 2. If I take some value something like this, that is log 32 to the base 2. If I take this log 32 to the base 2, this is already we have seen the definition. There are some properties which we'll be learning later. Already we have seen some definition here. What sort of definition is that? That sort of definition is that this logarithmic value, let's say this logarithmic value is lambda. The logarithm of a number is some number which raised upon b will produce the argument. Means that is what we have seen. Base power logarithmic number, this has to be equal to your argument. This has to generate your argument. Okay. So taking this into consideration, so it is something like, if I write something like 2 power lambda, this has to be equal to 32. From that you will be getting lambda is equal to 5, which is because this is 2 power 5. So this logarithmic value, this has to be equal to 5. That is like a basic example of whatever I'm showing you based on the definitions. Based on the definition of the logarithm, I'm showing you the basic example. Now, if I write something like this, like minus 3 whole cube, let's say this is minus 27. I'll write something like minus 3 whole cube. This is like minus 27. But I cannot be writing log of, I cannot be writing something like this. Log of minus 27 to the base minus 3. This cannot be equal to 3. This is false, because you are writing if something like log a base b is equal to lambda. You are writing b power lambda is equal to a as per the definition of the logarithm. As per the definition of the logarithm, you are writing this. But I cannot say that. Like as we are getting minus 3 whole cube is minus 27, I must not be writing like log of minus 27 to the base minus 3 is not equal to 3. This cannot be right. Reason why it cannot be right? Because for the existence of logarithm, and first logarithm exists avali ante ee condition satisfy avali. For the existence of logarithms, these conditions have to be satisfied first. If these conditions fail to satisfy, then there is no existence of this particular logarithm. There is no existence of this particular logarithm. That's your idea, basically. That's your idea, basically, right? So this is a simple example on whatever we are seeing, right? Next. So try to remember the definition and some basic example. Don't do these mistakes, because for the existence, this must be greater than 0, this must be greater than 0, and this must not be equal to 1. Okay, now let's see this graphs of logarithmic function. Let's see this graphs of logarithmic function. Let's see about the graphs of the logarithmic function. Okay, now if I talk about this graphs of this logarithmic function, generally you have two different types of logarithmic function which are very commonly used. If I write something like y is equal to log a to the base b, log a to the base b. If I write something like y is equal to log a to the base b, right? Now there are two cases which you'll write here. If base value, this is base, b stands for your base. If the base value is something like e, if the base value is something like e, this e is called as Napier's constant. This e is called as Napier's constant. This e is called as Napier's constant, and this value is around 2.71. Let's say this value is around 2.7. Accurate value is not required, because whenever they ask you for such a value, they will be giving you, providing that value of e. It will be something like around 2.7. That value will be something around 2.7. Now, my point is something like this. If the base is e, if I write something like y is equal to log b to the base e, if I write something like this, y is equal to log b to the base e. So this, what I'll be writing it as, this is written as ln b. This will be written as, this can also be written as ln b. You will be very frequently seeing this symbol or this notation. This is called as ln b, where ln stands for, this stands for, if the base is e, then this is called as natural logarithm. If the base is e, then this is called as natural logarithm. If base is e, then this will be called as a natural logarithm. Right? Now, similarly, if base is 10, if the base is 10, right? Log a, if I write something like log a to the base b or log a to the base 10, this is called as your common logarithm. This is called as a common logarithm. This is your natural logarithm and this is your common logarithm. Now, if they in a question, if you don't give you something like, if they mention something like log a, they don't mention about base b. Edo question lo log a and matrame rasaru, base gurinchi maatladaledu. In case if they are not talking about the base of that function, in a question they talked only about this and they are not mentioning about the base of the function. If they are not mentioning about the base of the function, here you have to pre-understood that the base will be 10. If they are not mentioning about the base of that one, you have to pre-understood that the base has to be 10. And whenever they are using ln, it is something like to the base e. It is something like to the base e. Let's say this is a. Let's say if I talk about a, because we'll take a common notation. So this is something like this. If the base is e, it will be ln, which is a natural logarithm, and if the base is 10, which is a common logarithm, and if they didn't mention you anything in that question, it has to be a common base. It has to be a common base, that is 10. 10 has to be the common base. Okay. Now, taking this into consideration, please keep on writing. Please keep on writing, because like for quadratic, I'm not dictating, but wherever there is a necessity of dictating some notes, I'll be dictating it. But please keep on writing this. Please keep on writing. The base is e. It's a natural logarithm, and if the base is 10, it will be a common logarithm. And if there is nothing mentioned about the base, you have to take it as 10. Base గురించి ఏమి మాట్లాడకపోతే మీరు 10 అని తీసేసుకోవాలి. You have to be taking it as 10 if they are not talking about any base. Please keep on writing. Please keep on writing. Okay. Then we'll see about the graphs. Okay, hope this is clear. So we'll move forward. We'll just move forward. In case you cannot write, please try to take a screenshot. Raskolen position lo unnappudu screenshot teeskondi. But I urge every one of you to write, because writing will give you the best practice. Okay, so let's talk about the graphs of the logarithmic function. Generally, if I take something like this, y is equal to log x to the base a. I'll take it as y is equal to log x to the base a, which is nothing but your f of x. F of x is something like log x to the base a. Now, I think we have discussed some graphs. We have discussed some graph. But before drawing any graph, what's important is that first you have to check for the domain of that function. Before drawing any graph, first you have to check for the domain of that function. Right? So, means domain is all that set of values of x for which that function is defined. Domain is all that set of values of x for which that function is defined. Means something like this. For example, if I take y is equal to sin x, I'll take a graph of y is equal to sin x. Why am I talking about the domain of that function? To draw some graph, why am I talking about the domain of the function? The reason I'm talking about the domain of the function is, first you have to know where, for what values of x that graph is existing. Ante ఏ value of x ki a graph exist అవుతుందో మీకు తెలియాలి. If you want to draw a graph, you need to know where that is existing. You need to know where that is existing. And a set of values, what is giving you that is the domain. And the set of values, what is giving you that is the domain. Please hold on for 1 second. Actually, there's heavy rainfall here, and actually the power is fluctuating. Once again, net is fluctuating here, network is fluctuating. Just hold on for 1 minute. Hold on for 1 minute. Let's keep on writing. So if I write something like y is equal to log x to the base a, which is f of x. So first we need to talk about the domain of that function. A domain, let's talk about the domain of that function. So if I take something like this, to talk about the definition of the logarithm to be defined, this x must be greater than 0. Because argument, this is x is some argument which has to be greater than 0. So next what I can write? I can write something like a is greater than 0 and a is not equal to 1. That is, base must be greater than 0 and base must not be equal to 1. Let's say I'll make it as b for easiness. So this base may be something like, this is line between 0 and 1, and union you can write it as 1 to infinity. This b belongs to 0, 1, union 1 to infinity. Now what we do is that there are two regions for the base of that function. There are two regions for the base of that function. Those two regions are something like this. That is, one time the b belongs to 0, 1, and other time the b is belonging to 1, infinity. And b ki rendu regions unnai ikkada. There are two regions for b. So first is that the graph number 1, if I take that base is greater than 1, if I take something like base is greater than 1, and this argument for the definition of this function, this value of x, this value of x has to be greater than 0. So if I write some function of y is equal to log x to the base b, if the base is greater than 1, the graph for that logarithm looks something like this. The graph for logarithms looks something like this. Now this point, this line, this y-axis for this graph, I think you might have heard about this name called as asymptote. You might have heard about this name called as asymptote. And asymptote ane name chusuntaru. Now this y-axis for this logarithm, for this logarithmic function, this y-axis must be behaving as an asymptote. The meaning of asymptote is that asymptote is a line which is tangent to the curve at infinity. Asymptote is a line which is tangent to that curve at infinity. అంటే ఈ లైన్ ఈ కర్వ్ ని ఇన్ఫినిటీ దగ్గర టచ్ అవుతుంది. So that line is becoming tangent to that curve at infinity. Means that line will be touching that curve at infinity. That is the meaning of an asymptote. Now here this y-axis is behaving as an asymptote for this line. It keeps on going something like this. Right? So now this point will be something like this. This point will be something like 1, 0. Because what is log 1 which you'll be getting? Log 1 to the base a. Let's say this is lambda. So you have to get something like a power lambda is equal to 1. You have to get something like a power lambda is equal to 1. So what should be the value of lambda? Lambda has to be equal to 0. The value of lambda has to be equal to 0. So this is something like this point is 1, 0. And this function, whatever I'm writing, this function I'm writing when base is greater than 1. This is when base is greater than 1. Now, if I take one more graph, let's say graph number 2. If I write, there is one more interval for the base of the function. If base of the function తీసుకుంటే ఆ base of the function కి రెండు intervals ఉన్నాయి. One interval is 1, infinity. Other interval is from 0, 1. So, if the base lies between 0 and 1, the graph of this logarithmic function, if the base lies between 0 and 1, the graph of this logarithmic function will be something like this. Again, this has to be 1, 0. This point has to be 1, 0 again. Now, let's try to understand the properties. Drawing the graph is one extent. But only sticking on to that graph is a crime. As I feel, only sticking on to that graph is a crime. అంటే ఒక గ్రాఫ్ గీస్తే ఆ గ్రాఫ్ లో ఉన్న ప్రాపర్టీస్ అన్ని నేర్చుకోవడానికి ట్రై చేద్దాం. లెట్స్ ట్రై టు సీ ఆల్ ద ప్రాపర్టీస్ ఫ్రమ్ దట్ గ్రాఫ్. అంటే మీకు కూడా అదే చెప్తున్నాను. ఏదో దగ్గర ఒక గ్రాఫ్ గీస్తున్నారు. యూ ట్రై టు కనెక్ట్ టు ఆల్ ద థింగ్స్. దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ యూ మేక్స్ యూ సక్సెస్ఫుల్. ఒక గ్రాఫ్ ఉంది, నేను వన్ వేలో వెళ్తాను. ఇట్స్ లైక్ ఎ వన్ వే. ఇఫ్ యూ ట్రై టు గో ఇన్ ఎ వన్ వే డైరెక్షన్, దట్ విల్ నాట్ హెల్ప్ యువర్ కాస్. మీకు వేరేకి తేడా రాదు. అప్పుడు మీరు వన్ వేలనే వెళ్తున్నారు, వాడు వన్ వేలనే వెళ్తున్నారు. దెర్ ఇస్ నో డిఫరెన్స్ బిట్వీన్ యూ అండ్ సంవన్ ఎల్స్. How can you prove you as a special person, or how can you prove yourself as a topper? They don't do. See, it's like winners don't do things, don't do different things. They just do the things differently. So the same thing, what you are doing is that you are seeing different dimensions to the same thing. Try to adopt that thing. Adoption చేసుకోండి. So this is something like this. Let's say this is 1, 0, and let's say this is 0 is less than b is less than 1. There is something like 0 is less than b is less than 1. Right? Now, talking about this one, I can say that I can write a comment something like this. This is a strictly increasing function. Can I write this comment? This is a strictly increasing function. Now, this I'll write it as this is a strictly decreasing function. This is a strictly increasing function. Seeing that graph, I'm writing that this is a strictly increasing function and this is a strictly decreasing function. Can I write that or not? Reason, I told you about the strictly increasing and strictly decreasing functions. And strictly increasing is strictly decreasing function gurinchi maatladukunnam manam. What we talked about strictly increasing function is something like this. What we talked about strictly increasing function is something like this. That is, if a function f of x, if a function f of x is such that, if a function f of x is such that for x1 comma x2, for x1 comma x2 belongs to the capital D, which is the domain. If x1 comma x2 belongs to domain, and such that, and also x1 is less than x2. Let x1 is less than x2. So what you'll be getting is that you'll be getting f of x1 is less than f of x2. And x1 is less than x2 అయినప్పుడు f of x1 is less than f of x2 వస్తుంది. Such a function you are calling it as a strictly increasing function. అంటే సింపుల్ గా చెప్పాలి అంటే, if I want to talk in terms of layman terms, what can I talk is that it is like x comma y values are directly proportional. అంటే సింపుల్ గా x వాల్యూ ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతుంటే y వాల్యూ ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది. x comma y values are something like directly proportional. Sorry, just hold on. Hope this is clear. Sorry. So if x values are increasing, then y values must be increasing. అంటే x values increase అయినప్పుడు y value increase అయినప్పుడు అదొక strictly increasing function అంటాం. Directly proportional sort of thing. Strictly increasing function అంటే ఒక directly proportional sort of thing ఉండాలి. అంటే ఎలా? How are you doing that? Very simple. Observe. We have taken this graph. ఇది x1 అనుకుందాం. Let's say this is something like x1. This is something like x2. ఇప్పుడు x2 కి కరస్పాండింగ్ గా y2 వాల్యూ కనుక్కోండి. This is f of x2. This is x1 and this is something like f of x1. This is x1 and this is something like f of x1. Now similarly what you are getting with respect to this graph is that if you are getting x1 is less than x2, finally what is obtained is f of x1 is less than f of x2. F of x1 is less than f of x2. Right? So this is a strictly increasing function and a directly proportional sort of thing only. We have discussed a bit of this in quadratic equations. Now this one, if I take this graph, if I take that graph, our graph తీసుకుంటే ఎలా ఉంటుంది? If I take that graph, you see this part. Let's say if this is x1, let's say if this is something like x2, this value is something like f of x1 and this value is something like f of x2. This value is something like f of x1 and this value is something like f of x2. Actually, just hold on. Actually, the discomfort, we're trying to set it right. Just hold on. Just right. Sorry, actually it's very heavily raining outside, so that's the reason the net is fluctuating. So you might be getting these values, but let's see how it goes on. So this is something like, let's say f of x1, f of x2. or something like if x1 is less than x2, you will be getting something like f of x1 is less than f of x2. Such a function will be called as increasing function. Now if I take one more graph something like this, if I take one more graph something like this, if x1 is something, x2 is something like this, if here you can observe that if x1 is less than x2, you are getting something like f of x1 is greater than f of x2, and x1 is less than x2 తీసుకుంటే f of x1 is greater than f of x2 వస్తుంది. It is like inversely proportional. Inversely proportional. So this is called as a strictly decreasing function. For two values of the domain, this is called as a strictly decreasing function. This is the strictly decreasing function for two values of the domain, right? So this is what. So this graph is a strictly increasing function, and this graph is a strictly decreasing function. Please keep on writing that, and we'll extend the definition. Ante ee graphs ikkada varake kaadu. We'll try to extend some new concept on this. Please keep on writing this. Please keep on writing this, and we'll try to extend this part. And I can also write that the range is R. I can also write the range is capital R. And values of this function are going from minus infinity to plus infinity. Minus infinity nundi plus infinity varaku values తీసుకుంటుంది function. So that is the reason I'm writing it as range is R. Again, I'll write it as range is R here. So here I'm observing two things here. One is this part, other is this part. Please keep on writing these observations, and we'll try to increase the concept. అంటే దీని తర్వాత ఇంకో కొంచెం డిఫరెంట్ కాన్సెప్ట్ చూద్దాం. Let's keep on writing this. Please keep on writing this. Let's see the different concept here. Raghuveer Reddy, what's your doubt? See, strictly increasing and strictly decreasing. X value పెరిగినప్పుడు y value కూడా పెరిగితే అది strictly increasing function. X value పెరిగినప్పుడు y value తగ్గితే అది strictly decreasing function. అంటే strictly increasing function అంటే increasing function అంటే directly proportional లాగా ఉంటుంది. Strictly decreasing function will be like your inversely proportional sort of thing. And x value పెరిగితే y value తగ్గుతూ ఉంటుంది. That is like strictly decreasing. That is the meaning of that. That's the meaning of that. That's the meaning of that, right? So this is what you will be getting here. One is strictly increasing, other is strictly decreasing. So base greater than 1 unte strictly increasing function avali. Base less than 1, 0 to 1 madhyalo unte strictly decreasing function avutundi. That becomes a strictly decreasing function. The base lies between 0 and 1. Okay, hope this is clear. I hope this is clear. Now let's extend the definition of that. And chala students ki chala lecturers ki oka point daggara calculus lo misconception untundi. There will be like a misconception for many students as well as lecturers. There will be a misconception regarding a particular topic. That topic is that how can you differentiate between strictly increasing and increasing? And increasing vere untundi, strictly increasing vere untundi. How do you differentiate between these two things? How do you differentiate between these two things? There will be a misconception. There will be a lot of misconception between the students as well as lecturers. Lecturers nundi, students nundi misconception untundi. Let's see the meaning of that. Ippudu ila x value periginappudu y value ఖచ్చితంగా పెరుగుతే, that is called as strictly increasing function. So we are getting some definition like this. F of x1 is less than f of x2. This implies x1 is less than x2. And if x1 is less than x2, if f of x1 is greater than f of x2, it is strictly decreasing function antaru. Then if I say only increasing in case of a strictly increasing, అంటే నేను I'll pronounce it as f of x is an increasing function. I'll not pronounce it as strictly increasing function. And I'll not pronounce it as a strictly increasing function. I'll pronounce it as an increasing function. Or I can also pronounce it as a non-decreasing function. Increasing function ki inko పేరు ఏంటంటే non-decreasing function. Non-decreasing function ki strictly increasing function ki తేడా ఉంటుంది. This many fail to understand. You will listen carefully. I'll just tell you clearly. Please, I hope you have drawn this. I'm erasing this part. I'm just erasing this part. I hope you have drawn this. I'm erasing this part. Okay. Listen now. Listen carefully. ఇది అర్థం అవుతే క్యాలిక్యులస్ లో కొంత పార్ట్ అర్థం అవుతుంది మీకు క్లియర్ గా. గ్రాఫ్స్ లో నుండి వాల్యూస్ కనుక్కోవడం చాలా ఈజీ అవుతుంది. See, I'll take one more new function, something like this. ఒక కొత్త ఫంక్షన్ తీసుకుంటాను. ఎలా అంటే ఇలా ఉంది అనుకుందాం. I'll take a graph. Observe my graph carefully. Let's say if I take the graph of f of x something like this. If I take the graph of f of x something like this. ఇలాంటి graph of f of x తీసుకుంటాను నేను. I've taken some graph of f of x something like this. If I take some graph of f of x which is something like this, so what you'll be getting? You'll be getting something like this. That is, if I'll write something like this. If x1 is less than x2, I'll write the nature of the function something like this. If x1 is less than x2, then I'll write it as f of x1 is less than or equal to f of x2. I'll write f of x1 is less than or equal to f of x2. And initial case lo etla rasam. When I'm talking about a strictly increasing function, what I've taken is that I've taken something like if f of x1 is less than x2, I'm just writing f of x1 is less than f of x2. But in case of this function, a function graph ila undi. Let's say a graph of the function is something like this. If the graph of the function is like this, observing these two things, I can write that if x1 is less than x2, f of x1 is less than or equal to f of x2 rasta. Reason chuda. ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ ఉంది అనుకుందాం. Let's say if x1 is here, x2 is here. f of x1 is this value, f of x2 is this value. ఇది f of x1, ఇది x1 అవుతున్నప్పుడు ఇది f of x1. This is f of x2. So if x1 is less than x2, then you'll get f of x1 is less than f of x2. But what if x1 is here and x2 is here? But x1 ఇలా ఉంది, x2 ఇలా ఉంది అనుకుందాం. f of x1 and f of x2, the graph here is a horizontal line. ఇక్కడ గ్రాఫ్ ఎలా ఉంది, ఒక హారిజాంటల్ లైన్ ఉంది. అంటే f of x1, f of x2 రెండు వాల్యూస్ సేమ్ అవుతాయి. So equality is possible. So this I term it as an increasing function. This is not a strictly increasing function. This is an increasing function. అంటే increasing కి strictly increasing కి తేడా ఎక్కడ వస్తుందంటే the difference between increasing and strictly increasing is this. If there is strictly increasing, only less than has to be present. అంటే ఈ వాల్యూ మళ్ళీ ఏ వాల్యూకి రాదు. అంటే రెండు x values different ఉంటాయి, రెండు y values కూడా different గానే ఉంటాయి. In case of a strictly increasing or decreasing function. But here equality is possible. Here equality is possible. So this is called as increasing function. This is the difference between increasing and strictly increasing. But దీనికి ఇంకొక పేరు ఉంటుంది. You'll also frequently see some new names. That new name is something like, I'll write it as, it is a non-decreasing function. This is a non-decreasing function. The new name for this is a non-decreasing function. A new name avuntunante non-decreasing function avutundi. That becomes a non-decreasing function. Similarly, if I take one more thing like this, fourth case, if I take some case like this, if I take some new function like this, here, if I write x1 is less than x2, I'll write f of x1 is greater than or equal to f of x2. So here this is a decreasing function. Strictly decreasing kaadu, this is a decreasing function. This is just a decreasing function, that is not a strictly decreasing function. That is not a strictly decreasing function. So this is a decreasing function. So this is also called as a non-increasing function. This is also called as a non-increasing function. Non-increasing function. అంటే ఇలాంటి పేరు చూడొచ్చు, మీరు ఇలాంటి పేరు చూడొచ్చు. So the difference between increasing, decreasing and strictly increasing, strictly decreasing is this. ఇది క్లియర్ గా అర్థం చేసుకోండి, because many lecturers as well as students will have a misconception on this. ఇది క్లారిటీగా అర్థం చేసుకోండి. ఇంక్రీజింగ్ అన్నప్పుడు ఈక్వాలిటీ కూడా పాసిబుల్ ఉంటుంది. స్ట్రిక్ట్లీ ఇంక్రీజింగ్ అయినప్పుడు ఈక్వాలిటీకి పాసిబిలిటీ ఉండదు. దట్ ఈస్ ఓన్లీ కేస్ విచ్ యూ హావ్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్ హియర్. హోప్ దిస్ ఇస్ క్లియర్. ఐ హోప్ దిస్ ఇస్ క్లియర్. రైట్? Next, let's move forward. So this is the idea of strictly increasing, strictly decreasing, increasing as well as decreasing function. Please try to take a screenshot. We'll move forward. Please try to take a screenshot. We'll move forward. We'll solve some problems based on the domain. Hope this is clear. So what are the conditions on which, if I write y is equal to log x to the base a, what are the conditions for which this is defined? The conditions for which this is defined is, first is x has to be greater than 0, argument is greater than 0. Second is that base has to be, let's say this is b. Second is something like the base has to be greater than 0 and base is not equal to 1. This is the conditions on which the logarithm is defined. Logarithm in defined kavali ante ee condition satisfy kavali. So let's see some problems based on the domain of that function. Let's see some problems based on the domain of that function. Let's see. Find domains of the following. Question will be same. Find the domain of the following. Find the domain of the following. Find the domain of the following. First problem I'll give you it as log 5 to the base of x square plus 1 is equal to 1. Or I'll write y is equal to this part. If y is equal to log 5 to the base of x square plus 1, I want the domain of this one. Make it fast. I want your responses. And let's see some basic domain of the function problems. Then we'll move forward. ఎందుకంటే చాలా స్లోగా నేర్చుకుందాం లాగరిథమ్స్ ని, చాలా స్టాండర్డ్ గా, చాలా స్టేబుల్ గా నేర్చుకుందాం. We'll learn it slowly. We'll learn it in the most stable way. Okay? Keep on, right? Find the domain of the following. The question remains the same for everything. For each of the following thing, whatever we are going to learn, the question remains the same. Find the domain of the following. Log 5 to the base of x square plus 1. I want your responses in the chat box. I just want you all of your responses in the chat box. All real? Yeah, okay. Krishnaja, Revant. Responses are okay. Okay. Very good. Shailaja, right. I want every one of your responses. Mohit, Kusuma, one responses. I want your responses. Priyanka, Pavani, Pranita, Penchal, Manikanta, your responses. Very good. Okay, very simple. The simple idea is that argument must be greater than 0. Argument is already 5, which is greater than 0. Nothing to bother about this. Base must be greater than 0. X square plus 1 is greater than 0. And x square plus 1 must not be equal to 0. Base में the conditions enti. Base must be greater than 0 and base must not be equal to base must not be equal to 1. Sorry. Base must be greater than 0 and base must not be equal to 1. This is for this all x belongs to R. And x square is greater than or equal to 0, x square plus 1 is greater than or always equal to 1. And e value 1 కంటే ఎక్కువే ఉంటుంది ఎప్పుడైనా కూడా. So when x square plus 1 is not equal to 1, so this x value cannot be equal to 0. X square plus 1 cannot be equal to 1. Base 1 అవ్వకూడదు. So base cannot be equal to 0. So your final answer will be r minus singleton 0. The domain of this function will be r minus singleton 0. The domain of this function has to be r minus singleton 0. Yes, very good, very good. Next. Log of x minus 1 by x minus 8. Log of x minus 1 by x minus 8 whole square. Log of x minus 1 by x minus 8 whole square to the base 4. Log of x minus 1 by x minus 8 whole square to the base 4. I want the domain of this. I want your responses. These are like basic solving problems. You can get deeper into the subject only if your basics are standard. A basic standard ga lenappudu a subject depth నేర్చుకోలేరు ఎప్పుడు. Want your answers. Log of x minus 1 by x minus 8 whole square to the base 4. I want the domain of this function. Okay, very good, very good. Your answers. Want your responses, please. Okay, let's see. So if I write something like this, Simple idea is that this x minus 1 by x minus 8 whole square, this must be greater than 0. Simple idea is that x minus 1 by x minus 8 whole square is greater than 0. Domain enti. A base of 4 undi. Base is not equal to greater than 0 and base is not equal to 1. So this is defined. So now let's say if I write something like this. So x minus 1 by x minus 8 whole square is greater than 0. Apply the wavy curve. So this is 1, this is 8. This has to be plus. This has to be plus. And 8 dekar even power undi. As at 8 there is an even power, the same sign should prevail. And at 1 there is an odd power, so it has to be greater than this. So your final answer has to be x must be greater than 1. Right? So this is like plus, and your final answer is x belongs to 1 comma 8 union 8 comma infinity. Plus on a signs chuskondi. Plus is from 1 to 8 comma 8 to infinity. This is the domain of that function. 1 to 8 union 8 to infinity, that will be a final answer. Right? So because x cannot be equal to 8, if x is equal to 8, this becomes meaningless. This becomes a statement which is meaningless. Right? Next. Log x square plus 4 to the base 1. Domain of that. Domain of that. Log x square plus 4 to the base 1. Log x square plus 4 to the base 1. I want your responses. Make it fast. And one conceptual questions. Some the first end you have to control your attitude. If you know something, you have to control. You have to be so stable. If you don't know something, if you want to balance chesame, student successful out there, right? So log 1 to the base of x square plus 4. This is not defined. So x belongs to 5. There is no value of x for which this function is defined. There is no value of x for which that function is defined. Ye value of x rasna kuda function define avadu. Because base is 1, base cannot be equal to 1. Base 1 ainappudu a function define avval kabatti there is no such value of x. That's your answer. Next. Logarithm doesn't exist, so answer has to be that. Next, you can write it as something like this. One more. Log of x square minus 3x plus 2 to the base mod x. Log of x square minus 3x plus 2 to the base mod x. Log of x square minus 3x plus 2 to the base mod x. Log of x square minus 3x plus 2 to the base mod x. I want your answers, responses. Time is 1 minute. Please try solving that. I want each one of you to respond like you were doing for the previous classes. Domain x is greater than 2. Okay, Chetan. I need to check the answer. Others, Solomon, Satvik, Sujit, your answers. Priyanka, Pranita, Manikanta, your answer. Others, I want your answers. Not defined, Manudip. Okay. Pragati, fine. Okay. Good, good, good. I want your. I got only 30 responses. I want remaining people to respond. Class lo 80 members unde 30 members respond avuttunnaru. I want every one of you to respond. This is like a free. Right or wrong, try to speak. My point is whether that is right or wrong, you try to speak. Tappa avute kottadu nerchukuntaru. Correct avute, it's fine. It's very good. There is nothing to lose, right? Okay, right or wrong, try to speak. Ala maatladam alvaatu ayinappude you will learn the subject. You can enjoy the taste of the subject. Okay, very good. Okay, very good, Ritvik. Okay, Vidya, fine. Okay, very simple. Idea is this one. అంటే నేను చెప్పిన ఫస్ట్ బేసిక్ కండిషన్స్ గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. వెనెవర్ దే ఆర్ ఆస్కింగ్ అబౌట్ ద డొమైన్ ఆఫ్ దట్ ఫంక్షన్, డొమైన్ గురించి అడిగినప్పుడు డొమైన్, ద మీనింగ్ ఆఫ్ డొమైన్ ఇస్ దట్ ఇట్స్ ద సెట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ దట్ వాల్యూస్ ఆఫ్ ఎక్స్ ఫర్ విచ్ దట్ ఫంక్షన్ ఇస్ డిఫైన్డ్. ఎక్స్ వాల్యూస్ ఏవైతే అవుతుందో ద ఎగ్జాస్టివ్ సెట్ ఆఫ్ వాల్యూస్ ఆఫ్ ఎక్స్ ఇస్ కాల్డ్ as the domain for which that function is defined. So ఇది డిఫైన్ అవ్వాలి అంటే logarithm to be defined. So first is something like x square minus 3x plus 2 is greater than 0. Argument case మీద తీసుకుందాం. First case is something like x square minus 3x plus 2 is greater than 0. Second case is something like this mod x is greater than 0. Third case is something like mod x is not equal to 1. Third case is something like mod x is not equal to 1. If you the cases, argument greater than 0, base greater than 0, and base not equal to 1. These are only cases which are available for the existence of that. So simple idea will be this one. First it is kunam. If I write about first one, so that is x minus 1 into x minus 2, this must be greater than 0. That is x minus 1 into x minus 2 must be greater than 0. So if this is 1, this is something like 2. Plus odd power, change the sign, minus at 1. At 1 the odd power again, change the sign again. Whenever there is an odd power, you have to change the sign. Whenever there is there is an even power, the sign must remain. This is for the new people who have attended today, right? So this is all about your wavy curve here. So your final answer, greater than 0 annaru kabatti plus sign unnai chuskondi. So this is minus infinity to 1 union 2 to infinity. This is minus infinity to 1 union 2 to infinity. For 1, for 2 mod x is greater than 0. In modulus of x, the graph of y is equal to mod x looks something like this. The graph of y is equal to mod x looks like this. This mod of x is always greater than 0, no matter what. A value of x is greater than 0 ఉంటుంది, no matter what. Okay, so this is x belongs to R because modulus function is never negative. Modulus function ఎప్పుడు నెగటివ్ కాదు, it will always be positive. So x belongs to R here. R minus 0. mod x is greater than 0 అన్నారు కదా. ఇప్పుడు ఈ పాయింట్ దగ్గర mod x equal to 0. At this point when x is equal to 0, mod x is equal to 0. So R minus 0. For second, the answer has to be R minus 0. What about third? Mod x is not equal to 1. Mod x 1 కావాలి అంటే x 1 అవ్వాలి, x minus 1 అవ్వాలి. So x is not equal to plus or minus 1. x 1 కి ఈక్వల్ అవ్వకూడదు, x minus 1 కి ఈక్వల్ అవ్వకూడదు. So your final answer will be this intersection, this intersection, this must satisfy, and this must satisfy, and also this must satisfy. So final answer will be something like this. So one answer is something like this: 1 కంటే తక్కువ, greater than 2. Next answer is something like R minus 0. So 0 must be excluded. Next answer is minus 1 must be excluded and plus 1 must be excluded. So your final answer will be minus infinity to minus 1 union minus 1 to 0 union 0 to 1, right? Union 2 to infinity. Or else I can write it as minus infinity to minus 1, minus infinity to, sorry. I can also write it as minus infinity to 1 union 2 to infinity minus, దీంట్లోకి ఏం ఎక్స్క్లూడ్ చేయాలి? You have to exclude x is equal to minus 1 as well as x is equal to 2. I will write it as minus 1 comma 0, minus 1 comma 2. ఈ ఇంటర్వెల్ నుండి minus 1 ఎక్స్క్లూడ్ చేస్తున్నాం, 0 ఎక్స్క్లూడ్ చేస్తున్నాం. That will be a final answer regarding that. That has to be a final answer. You have to exclude minus 1 as well as you have to exclude 0. So మీకు డొమైన్ కండిషన్స్ కావాలి అంటే ఇది డిఫైన్ అవ్వాలి, రిమైనింగ్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ అలా ఉండాలి, రైట్? నౌ హోప్ దిస్ ఇస్ క్లియర్. Okay, one more, let's see. Log of x square plus 3x plus 5 to the base of x square minus 5. Log of x square plus 3x plus 5 to the base of x square minus 5. I want the domain of this one. Time is half minute. Manikanta, you will understand in this. You will understand the same thing in this problem. Vidya, that is the reason I have excluded minus 1. I have excluded 1. Closed bracket unte including. ఓపెన్ బ్రాకెట్ ఉంటే ఎక్స్క్లూడింగ్. సో అందుకే 1 ఎక్స్క్లూడ్ చేశాను నేను. ఐ హావ్ నాట్ టేకెన్ 1 into consideration in the previous problem. Next, answer for this: log of x square plus 3x plus 5 to the base of x square minus 5. Answers? I didn't get you any answer. Not exist. Not exist. Okay. Simple idea is this one. Numerator is first is x square plus 3x plus 5 is greater than 0. Second is that x square minus 5 is greater than 0. Third is that x square minus 5 is not equal to 1. So these are the cases in which that is defined. X square plus 3x plus 5 is greater than 0. X square minus 5 is greater than 0. And x square minus 5 is not equal to 1. So if I take that into consideration, first if I take the case number 1, x square plus 3x plus 5, x square plus 3x plus 5. For x square plus 3x plus 5, the discriminant of this one, you can observe the discriminant. The discriminant of this one is less than 0 and the coefficient of x square is greater than 0. Discriminant is less than 0 and coefficient of x square is greater than 0. Okay. So this quadratic, already we have discussed about this quadratic. This quadratic will be positive for all x belongs to R. Discriminant less than 0, no real root, a greater than 0, concave upward. So it must be lying upward. It must be lying above the x-axis. So this is great. This value is greater than 0 for all x belongs to R. Quadratic equation concept gurtu techukondi. Right? Next, this part is something like question for part number 2. For part number 2, it is something like x plus root 5 into x minus root 5 is greater than 0. Madhikanta, listen. Minus root 5 is wavy curve. So to apply wavy curve, if someone has missed the class of wavy curve, please try to message our office number. We'll be sending you the link of the wavy curve. Adi miss avudi inequalities ela rastundano confusion untundi, right? So no issue with that. So this is root 5. So you see the factor. Rightmost eppudaina plus undali. There is root 5. Root 5 is obtained from this factor. The power of this is odd. Odd power unte ikkada unna sign ni marchali. You have to change the sign. Now you reach in minus root 5. In minus root 5 and ikkada nundi obtain avutundi. This is obtained from this. Again the power of this is odd. Ila power odd unnappudu malli sign ni marchali. Now they are asking you greater than 0. Greater than 0 is from minus infinity to minus root 5. Union root 5 to infinity. Ante plus sign unnai chuskondi. Greater than 0 annappudu. You see wherever there is a plus sign, you see about that. So this is minus infinity to minus root 5 union root 5 to infinity. Next case is something like x square minus 5 is not equal to 1. So x square is not equal to 6. So x is not equal to plus or minus root 6. X is not equal to plus or minus root 6. So this one intersection this one intersection this one. ఈ మూడిటికి intersection తీసుకుంటే మీకు final answer వస్తుంది. Sujit, I'll give you the office number. You can message your number to that, so that finally sir will be sending you a link there of the previous classes. I'll be giving you office link, office number after this, right? So this is something like x is not equal to plus or minus root 6. So final answers చూద్దాం. Final answers ఏమవుతుంది? From this one is r, next is minus root 5 plus root 5, and one is like minus root 6 plus root 6. So root 6 is here, minus root 6 is here. You have to eliminate minus root 6, you have to eliminate root 6. And one is x belongs to r. So final answer will be something like this. Minus infinity to minus root 6. You open bracket and elimination of this quantity. Union minus root 6 to minus root 5. Union ఇది తీసేయాలి because it is this part and this is this part as per this. So from this it will be root 5 to root 6 union root 6 to infinity. This will be your final answer. అంటే సింపుల్ గా వేవ్ కర్వ్ ఫస్ట్ ఏంటంటే కండిషన్స్ రాయాలి. ఆఫ్టర్ రైటింగ్ ద కండిషన్స్ ఇట్స్ ప్యూర్లీ వేవ్ కర్వ్. If you can apply both these things, automatically the answer will be done. Okay, hope this is all about the domain of these functions. Domain ila kanukkovali and oka chapter ki inko chapter ki link cheskondi. If you learning this chapter, do not try to forget the previous chapter. దానిలో అలా ఇంటర్లింక్ గా చేసుకుంటూ వెళ్తానే you will be successful to the end. Okay, hope this is clear. So answer has to be that. And let's see. Or you can contact on this one. Sujit, you can contact on this number, the bottom number, so that they will be sending you the links of the previous classes. Whoever is the students who have newly joined, who want the links of the previous classes, like meeredo chapter miss ayyaru, oka part miss ayyaru, a part miss avute deeniki number మీ details పంపివ్వండి. Sir will be Madhu sir, these are the numbers of Madhu sir. Sir will be sending you, right? Before signing off, let's see one basic graph. I want the graph of this modulus of log mod x minus 2. I want the graph of this modulus of log mod x minus 2. Please try to draw the graph of that. Modulus of log mod x minus 2. Please draw a graph of that. For the graph for this, very simple. First you draw log x. From that you try to draw log of x minus 2. Then you draw log of mod of x minus 2. Then you draw modulus of log of x minus 2. Very simple. First log x graph, it looks like this, right? And for the new students, if you cannot follow this graph, you have to revisit that concept of graphs, which have already have been taught. And I'll just repeat it. If you can't follow, you can even contact me after the class. I'll be free to help you, but you have to learn. That's the only thing, right? So next, log of x minus 2. From f of x, you are drawing f of x minus 2. From f of x, you are drawing f of x minus 2. So it means that this value is positive. So from f of x, if I am drawing f of x minus 2, so as this value 2, which is positive, x minus here rastunanu, x minus here a ane value 2, which is positive. So hold this graph, pull this graph towards right side by 2 units in the right shift. So it will be something like this. Right shift by 2 units. 1, 0 aithe idi 3, 0 avutundi. It will be right shift by 2 units, right? Now log of mod of x minus 2, f of mod x. From f of x to draw the graph of f of mod x, from f of x to draw the graph of f of mod x, what you must do is that you have to erase the graph which is present for the negative side of x-axis. f of x nundi f of mod x graph giyali ante negative side of x-axis ki edaithe graph untundo aa graph ni erase cheyandi. With respect to this particular thing, there is no graph which is present on the negative side of x-axis. Negative side of x-axis ki emi graph ledu. So then after erasing, you have to take positive side ki edaithe part untundo aa part ni reflection teeskondi. So there is nothing to erase. So simply I'll be taking the reflection of this one about the y-axis. This is log mod of x minus 2. Now to draw f of x, from f of x to draw modulus of f of x, from f of x to draw the graph of modulus of f of x. f of x నుండి modulus of f of x గీయాలి అంటే whatever is below the x-axis, first f of x graph గీసిన తర్వాత whatever is below the x-axis try to reflect above the x-axis. అంటే ఈ పార్ట్ లో x-axis below ఈ పార్ట్ ఉంది, something like this. So this part I have to reflect above the x-axis. I have to reflect above the x-axis. So final answer looks something like this. This is the graph for that. Final answer looks something like this. This is the graph for that. And the students who have missed these basic concepts of graph, you can revisit the links. Or మీకు ఇంకా ఏమైనా ప్రాబ్లం అవుతే like our previous students, all these students will be contacting us. అలా కాంటాక్ట్ కూడా అవ్వచ్చు మీరు, నో ఇష్యూ విత్ దట్. వీఆర్ ఫ్రీ టు హెల్ప్ యూ. అంటే క్లాస్ లో ఉంటే రిప్లై ఇవ్వకపోవచ్చు, కానీ క్లాస్ బయట ఉంటే ఖచ్చితంగా రిప్లై ఇస్తాము, రైట్? సో ఫీల్ ఫ్రీ టు దాట్ and we'll learn more interesting things tomorrow. We'll meet again at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Thank you. Take a 10-minute break and your physics class will start. Take a 10-minute break and physics class will start.